long-awaited news is here. Finally, the draft National Diaspora Policy has been approved by the Federal Executive Council. Cheering news there, I must say, for the millions of Nigerians in the diaspora. And a diaspora Nigerian in the United States of America is fast-tracking the reconnection process with African Americans whose DNA have been traced back to Nigeria. Details to come shortly. And a non-governmental organization, NGO, named Gallant Women Ability Foundation, committed to promoting independent living and self-reliance, visited Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa in Abuja. And a Nigerian teenager has been awarded 19 scholarship offers worth over $5 million in the United States of America and Canada. Details to come shortly on your favorite program, The Diaspora. And I am Koinsola Adetumbi. Please stay tuned. The Chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, gives an overview of the just ratified diaspora policy. Please take a listen.
Nigeria, under this administration, now has a diaspora commission, but beyond that, we now have a diaspora policy. Now, this policy will guide all diaspora engagements. And of course, we know that it's one thing to have a policy, it's another thing to ensure its implementation. But the first thing is history has been made that Nigeria now has a holistic, well-rounded and well-grounded diaspora policy. Now, this policy will ensure that Nigeria does everything to engage its citizens abroad. I mean, we've been paying lip service to the fact that we are the best in the world. There's nowhere you don't go to that Nigerians are not excelling. So what do we do about that? How do we get them to contribute to their home country? How do we get them to the part of the development of their home country? This policy will make sure that all that happens. Now, with this policy, virtually every ministry will have a diaspora desk. Already 33 states have state focal persons on diaspora. And there will be quite a lot of things, incentives for the diaspora to continue to contribute to their home country as well as invest in their country. And also on the part of government. What are the incentives you're giving them to tap into these enormous human resources? So it's a policy that I'm very optimistic that, if properly implemented, will help in changing a lot of narratives about Nigeria. And also the key thing is, even our own people abroad are the #1 ambassadors of the country. And whichever way, it's important that we tap into these enormous resources that we have abroad. When Ireland was in recession, 1,000 Irish in the diaspora came together and saved Ireland from recession. We have even much more than that. So what will be the mode of engagement? How do we get them involved? But you know, the good thing is that even before this policy, the response from Nigerians abroad has been overwhelming. The passion for their country, the interest in their country. But you know, they meet stumbling blocks along the way, frustrations along the way, but now you have a diaspora commission that will be the bridge between the diaspora and the government of Nigeria. And beyond that, you have a policy that will help us and guide diaspora engagements. That when this policy is fully ratified, it's going to be online, so it will be accessible to everybody who in the diaspora who are interested. And already the impact of the excitement that we have a policy is quite very well noticed amongst the diaspora. So it's history in the making. This country is saying that you cannot ignore the diaspora. You cannot ignore almost 17 million Nigerians abroad. You cannot ignore a group that is contributing to the economy of this country through remittances to their families. And these remittances to their families have kept the families going, and that way getting the economy going. So you cannot ignore a group that has been an economic factor, selling in almost about 6% of our GDP, contributing almost 6% of our GDP. Now, the diaspora is definitely an economic factor. Now we're moving on to ensure that they become an investment factor, investing in their country. We have Nigerians that own some critical parts of the world, and I mean that. So why not be part of what is going on in their country? So the commission and this policy and constant engagement will make that happen. And in fact, that is beginning to happen. So you have them showing interest in the healthcare system, education, ICT, food business, agriculture. And then what incentives also would you give them to be able to do more for the country? All the things are contained in the policy. So not anymore will the diaspora be ignored. And even the issue of diaspora voting is very critical. It's also on the top burner. But the key thing is that now everybody is talking about the diaspora. So we are going beyond talking and doing. So the role of the diaspora can definitely not be ignored. Definitely. Now some people tell me, when you keep celebrating Nigerians in the diaspora, will they have done so well if they were home? I can't answer that question. But the key thing is, you are there. How do we work together? And like I said, brain drain, brain gain, brain circulation is what we're talking about here. So, yes, the diaspora cannot be ignored, and we are on the right path to ensure that we tap into the enormous human resources that we have as a nation, that we are blessed with as a nation, whether in or outside Nigeria. Nigerians in diaspora should expect that we'll be reaching out to you to be part of the programs and policies of your country, Nigeria. So Nigerians in diaspora should also expect that you are already an economic factor, and you should be an investment factor in your country, Nigeria. So expect that we'll be reaching out more to you, working with you. Nigeria needs you, and you need Nigeria. So this is a practical step towards actualizing our vision and mission for Nigerians abroad. You can't be the best anywhere in the world and not have a say in your own country. So this is all about you and about your country, Nigeria.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And also the Secretary to the Commission, Engineer Dr. Sule Yakubu Bassi, gives his views on the diaspora policy.
The policy deals with the engagement of Nigerians in the diaspora, which today is estimated at over 17 million, in engaging with Nigeria. As you are aware, the President has a 3-point agenda for the Nigerians in the diaspora, which includes: 1, they are our ambassadors at large, wherever they are. 2, in whatever they do, they should excel and be the best. And thirdly, wherever they are, whatever they do, they should not forget home. They should engage with Nigeria. The National Diaspora Policy 2019 is therefore set within the framework of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari GCFR agenda for the diaspora to engage in the development of Nigeria. The Nigerians in diaspora are first and foremost Nigerians, though they are in the diaspora. 2, they have resources, they have talents, they have skills, and they have global exposure wherever they are. It is therefore incumbent on them as Nigerians to participate actively in the development of Nigeria. The narrative is not for them to come back home. No, from wherever they are, the world today being a global village, they can engage with the development of Nigeria. The policy, the National Diaspora Policy, captures it in what we call the 3 E's. 3 E's. 1, they should engage with Nigeria. 2, they should be empowered to engage with Nigeria. 3, they should relate with Nigeria in a positive way by empowering the economy through investing. And we are happy to say that the policy captures these 3 E's in terms of all the sectors of the economy, be it the health sector, be it the education sector, be it the agricultural sector, be it the security sector, be it the issues of gender and youth development, be it infrastructure and housing, estate, and all the others, roads, power, and the others. It's an all-embracive policy for the diaspora to engage with the economy of Nigeria by giving back. The policy also, the national diaspora policy also have a strategic 5-year action plan, and it identifies all the MDAs, the ministries, departments, and agencies that will collaborate with NIDCOM, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, to implement this policy. It has a 5-year tenure, and it has a mid-term review. After 2.5 years, it will be reviewed. Let me also say that this policy is incumbent on the fact that the NIDCOM will be properly funded as soon as we get it to carry out its mandate and to carry out all the other MDAs of government that are active players in implementing the national diaspora policy.
Thank you very much for that insight. And now let's take a listen to Mrs. Oremeyi Kareem on her DNA Reconnection program.
Can we have a brief about yourself?
I am from Nigeria, obviously from Edo State. I am a nurse by profession, but I am currently the president of Reconnecting the Great Diaspora. It's an NGO. It's a non-profit organization that is in the United States. And part of its mission is to advocate for citizenship for African Americans.
Why is it desire for African Americans to come back home? Why do they need to do their DNA? What's the propelling need about Africa this time?
There is this consciousness as to what is in Africa that we may be missing out on. And I think as a result of also the publicity out there from different parts of Africa, people are now realizing that Africa might not be what it's been sold out to be. And so the desire to find out where their ancestors are from is really, really high right now. And as a result, more people are doing the ancestral DNA. So what we're trying to encourage is, just as you travel to other parts of the world, how about you travel to Africa? Travel to Nigeria. Come and learn the history. Come and learn about the arts, the culture, the people. So I am not surprised at all. I think it's actually a blessing.
Thank you. And what are you thinking about investing back home?
Ooh, that is necessary. That is so necessary. And for someone who has been out of Nigeria for 26 years, I made it a point, my family and I made it a point to come to Nigeria almost every year, because staying connected is important. There are a lot of Nigerians who move away and they never come back to Nigeria. But here is the weird thing though. There's an influx of money sent to Nigeria to family members every day, every month, every year. So actually the money that comes in through the diaspora, I'm told, is even more than the national budget.
Sure.
So in terms of investment, there is a need for it, number one, because this will always be our home. This is where some of us want to retire. So if we don't invest in our country, who will? And also our children, it's leaving a legacy for them as well. So as we begin to create opportunities for our people to return back, not just African Americans, but also our Nigerian brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora, we have to continue to create opportunities for them. They have to see the need to return and to invest. And that is part of what you guys are doing, and doing a great job at it. And I will say congratulations on that.
Thank you so much, sister. Now over to Boy Alinko. He's got a message for you.
Ha! Not so fast. Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures.
Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down.
Do you have a job where you're going to? No, but someone is arranging, you know.
Listen, Alinko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. You know, I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
Welcome back. And remember, if you must travel, travel legitimately. Promoting self-reliance with dignity is the sum total of the Gallant Women Ability Foundation, GWAF. And as the founder and president, Olaide Awosedo visits the chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri Arewa in Abuja.
I've come from UK, I'm based in UK, but I visit Nigeria regularly. But I've come to launch my NGO, which is for physically challenged women and children living with disability. It's a foundation that was founded in 2018, and since then we've been, impacting lives and giving a kind of empowerment to women and children who are faced with poverty. That's why. I'm launching, my program, like I said, on 14th of May. 14th of May at the Transport. So the thing is, part of what we want to discuss is about diversity, inclusion, and belonging. Diversity is accepting who we are as the unique person who is physically challenged, and inclusion is where the government has come in, where all the structures has to be put in place, where there will be policies and legislations to support these things, whereby we have easy access to banks, the roads, the curbs, the buses, at least if not any, one bus should be accessible with a ramp for people to, there should be a meeting point to say, okay, by 10, people who are physically challenged can, like a rendezvous where they'll meet and say, okay, we'll pick you up at 10 and we'll drop you back at 4. Then we know we're getting somewhere. Do you understand? So all those things we have to work with government. The inclusion has to do with on the government side, whereby there are policies, the implementation to tell them if you don't do this, and it's not going to be a must, but it's going to be something like an incentive whereby government can give private companies grants to make things accessible, to make their shops or their offices accessible, whereby we can be involved and be included in this. And with that, the belongings comes, whereby we fit into the community and we feel free to exhibit our full potentials in everything, in any capacity we want to do. So that's it.
The good thing is we now have a commission for persons with physical disability. So we will also ensure that we are able to have you engage with them, as well as the Ministry of Women Affairs that are in charge of women and children. So we as the top, we bridge between your NGO and the relevant commission and ministry, so that everybody can join hands to ensure that, as you said, that major aim of ensuring independent living of a person with physical disability is achieved in Nigeria. I mean, a lot of people spend money on parties and all those things. If you decide to support your charity with maybe just having one person, one physically challenged, have this infrastructure that will make their lives a bit better. I think it goes a long way. So I want to commend you for coming all the way from the UK to ensure that persons with physical disability live a better life. And like you said, anybody can become physically challenged at any point in time. Accidents happen. So it's important that we focus on this and help out. Again, for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, I'm sure a lot of them would also be willing to help their charity. I was on a program just last week where a group of Nigerians in the UK, under NIDO UK South, actually gave out, I think, £800 to a physically challenged group. No, to a physically challenged man. And then not too long ago, they gave some donation to the Albino Foundation. So I'm so glad that Nigerians in the diaspora are reaching out and helping out to other Nigerians in need.
Such a touching story. Kudos and keep up the good cause. Meet Victory Yinka Banjo, a Nigerian teenager awarded 19 scholarship offers worth over $5 million from the United States of America and Canada. This came after she scored straight A's in her WASCE, IGCSE, and IELTS exams. She was recently named the world best candidate in English as a second language speaking component by the University of Cambridge International Examinations, CIE. Bravo! Your academic prowess has indeed paved ways for you. Over now to Dr. Lulu, the momotrician.
When a person attempts suicide, it's usually a cry for connection. And so this show is called Suicide Notes on Purpose. And my name is Dr. Lulu, if you didn't know yet. I speak about youth suicide prevention, but really suicide prevention, period. And a gentleman actually reached out to me and said, thank you so much for doing something that the federal government wasn't doing. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't think that far, but I appreciate that. But the point is, when it comes to connecting, that's what you guys are doing with me. You're connecting with me, and I feel it, and I love it, and I'm enjoying it. But are you connecting with yourself, though? That's the power of connection, comes from first connecting with yourself. And a lot of times we think that the answers are out there. It's in the neighbor's house. It's in Lagos. It's in Abuja. It's somewhere in Oyster Bay. But really, it's within. It's inside. Are you able to connect with yourself? You can't, honestly, you can't give from a place of empty. You can't. You must first be full, then abundant, then give. And so when it comes to suicide prevention, it is dangerous if you're not full yet and you want to help someone. But also for those of us who have seen the pain and walked the walk of suicide attempt, we know how painful and how lonely it can be. But I'm asking you today, I'm empowering you today, I'm giving you the permission today to connect. First with yourself. You must connect with yourself first, and then with others. And if you find yourself walking that thin line, that thin ice, and needing to talk to someone, reach out to me. I may not be able to do a whole lot from here in San Antonio, but I can connect you with MANI, I believe is the name, Mentally Aware Nigerian Initiative. I can connect you with the Suicide Dare people. They're in Nigeria. They're waiting to help you guys, really, honestly. But you first have to connect with yourself and have that self-awareness and know within yourself that you need help, that this is not going away. Not going away anytime soon. And then do what you got to do. Reach out to somebody and connect. And you know what I tell my clients, my little teenagers, when they say, oh, Dr. Lulu, I need you right now. I ask them to do me a favor. Find 5 of your friends and connect with them. And then by the 3rd or 4th or 5th person, usually ask them, what can I do to make your day better? I'm telling you, that's the magic right there. That's the winning combination. So if you're able to do that, you are effectively taking out the stress from yourself and the cone of light beam from your head, and then you're able to put it on somebody else. And so I ask you today to connect first with yourself and then with a friend. Okay, my name is Dr. Lulu, aka the Momotrician. I'm always so happy to be with you guys here.
Thank you for staying all through the program. We hope it's been worth your while. And in case you have anything to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so, as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Twitter at NIDCOM_Gov, on our Instagram page at NIDCOM_Gov, on our YouTube page at NIDCOM_Gov, and on our website at www.nidcom.gov.ng. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network on Friday at 10:30 a.m., on NTA International on Tuesday at 6 a.m. and 10:05 p.m., on NTA News 24 on Friday at 2:30 p.m. and on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAP TV on Thursdays at 9 a.m. and on WTV on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. And you can join us on Ben TV London at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. See you next time.